Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to another video here on the channel. Today we have finally made it and we have reached the finale in episode 6 of the Santa Clauses, the Disney Plus TV series. If you want to get caught up on my episodes 1 through 5 reviews, you can click right up here or just head on out to the channel. I made a playlist so it's easy for you guys to navigate those. But before we get into the review today, I want to remind everyone I am on the road to 200 subscribers by the end of the year. So if you want to give me an early Christmas present, just go down below, hit that subscribe button, and give it a big thumbs up if you like the video. But without further ado, let's get into today's review because it is jam-packed and we have a lot to talk about of episode 6, or the finale of the Santa Clauses. So this episode starts out in the wobbly woods in the witch's hut, and this is where we find out that the Santa suit has gone missing yet again. We know this thing kind of has a mind of its own and can move by itself, as it escaped the North Pole in the first place because it didn't want Simon to put it on. And then we get to see Scott and his family have this meetup and reunion at the North Pole and find out that the way to get him out of jail is to just eat the bars because they are black licorice. They then come up with a plan to be the first ones to find the Santa suit, as they found out that Simon never put it on and transitioned to becoming the Santa character. So they hurry up and start looking all over the North Pole trying to find it before Simon does, so he can't destroy it and ruin Christmas forever. And this is where we get the episode's first glance at Simon, as we continue to see him go down this very rampage and tunnel vision-like mindset, excluding his daughter completely and even snapping at her. We continue to see him only care about his business and having nothing to do with being Santa or caring about Christmas, as he continues to go down this darker path. To fend off the Claus family, make it harder so they can't find the Santa suit, Simon enacts these toy soldiers, and this is where we get a little callback to the Santa Claus 2, where we obviously saw the toy Santa and everything that happened in that movie. So he puts those in motion so they can defend anybody if they go looking for the suit. After all is said and done in a confrontation between Scott and Simon, Scott ends up receiving the coat, and Simon is actually brought back down to earth, not literally in this sense, but by his daughter Grace, as she gives him a snow globe with her favorite Christmas memory, which just so happened to be the first Christmas with her dad after her mom passed away. So after the two different parties make up, it is now go time to make sure that Christmas is not ruined, as they found out that the orb is almost completely blacked out and lost all of its magic. And this is where we get a little John Wick reference from Tim Allen as he goes to the toy shop and finds all of the elves are gone. I just find this reference very funny because the last video I did on my channel is a John Wick Chapter 4 trailer review and reaction. But fear not, the orb is filled back up with magical powers and the elves are brought back, and it is now scrambling time to make sure that Christmas can go as smoothly as possible, as it is only a few hours away. Scott finally puts on the Santa suit yet again and is transformed into the figure, and he chooses to bring his family along with him to make the rounds, as they can spend their first Christmas together in many, many years. As the finale nears an end, they only have one stop left to make on their route, and Scott says he's feeling a little bit fatigued from a long night. So he has Kale go down the chimney, and he finds out that the house is no other than Riley's, who was kind of his girlfriend's when he was back on Earth, but he didn't believe him when he said that his dad was Santa. And that is where the episode ends, as there are good vibes all around. The young couple made up, and the family spent their first Christmas together in many, many years. So I have to say, guys, I was very surprised and disappointed to see that this finale was only 29 minutes long. If you watched my episode 5 review, I was very much hoping that this would be the longest episode of the series, and just to see it wrap up all of the loose ends and to have a more fluent finish instead of having to rush it. Another thing I want to state is that this was a very underwhelming finale, in my opinion. Episodes 4 and 5 are much more exciting and much more action-packed than this finale, which I think really should be the other way around, as this should have led up to this episode. I've really tried to stay optimistic when reviewing this series, knowing that it is never going to live up to the original movies, but kind of just grading it off of its own criteria. But just a mixture of things that I mentioned throughout the reviews, and then on top of this finale, really not feeling like a finale and not having it be long enough, is what kind of just solidifies this show in this series as just being very average, in my opinion, of course. So that is going to wrap up my episode 6 and finale review of the Santa Clauses, the Disney Plus TV series. But let me know down below in the comments, do you guys want me to review kind of the whole series from start to finish in another video? And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave it a big thumbs up. And while you're down there, hit that subscribe button. We are on the road to 200 subscribers by the end of the year. But as always, until I see you guys in the next video, peace out.